Hello, Drunkduckers! This is Ozone Ocean, and with me are Baines and Tart Serene.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello! Okay, so we're up to the Quackcast number 768, and this week we're talking about avatars and self-images and how we came about them, which is, a surprisingly interesting and important thing when you're doing online stuff. But before we talk about that, theme song. Now, we're going to introduce Quackcast talking about a little comic called, I think, Fairy Tales. So, Quack, tell us about Fairy Tales. It's fantastic artwork. Now.
Hello, this is Quackcast, and the feature I've selected for this week is Fairy Tales by Vicious Venison, and it is rated T for teen. Technical difficulties arise on a Spirit Starline's plane while in flight. A doctor consoles a mother and young daughter on board with stories about the magical creatures that used to inhabit Earth. Fairies, elves, mermaids, unicorns, even a dragon or two. Stories of King Oberon and Queen Titania, gathering all the magical fae to pool their magic in order to create an entirely new world, the Great Migration. Upon the plane's arrival, Dr. Goodman is met with a sad reality of impoverished humans lacking micronutrients just beyond a chain-link fence. Executes a successful neutral color palette of browns, taupes, burnt umber, beiges, and silvers, digitally painted with dynamic experimentation in art style. Live together with magical creatures as neighbors, as friends, and read Fairy Tales by Vicious Venison, rated T.
That was Quackcast talking about Fairy Tales. Alright, so now we have the featured music. Gunwallace has given us a theme to a comic called Destruction Inc. And it's a comic by... I'll tell you about that after. Okay, so Destruction Inc. A hidden, mysterious, technical cyber world and code and sparkling neural pathways. This electronic tune is quite intimidating and alien, though it's humanized by the notes of a piano and also a driving beat. So, take it away, Gunwallace, with your theme to Destruction Inc. And that was Gunwallace with Destruction which is a comic by the Dan Fox Creations. Rated M for mature. Alright, so after that, avatars and images. And yeah, we'll talk about our own, and then maybe we can bring up other people's. Or just, the trait, not the trait, but the idea of using self-images or avatars to represent yourself. Because it can be an interesting subject. So, we exist online. We communicate online. I mean, we don't exist online, but we do a lot of our communication online, which means we're required to have these bloody avatars to represent ourselves. That has become a standard. You don't have to have that, but it has become a standard, and it influences the way other people relate to you, and it influences the way you relate to other people, depending on what kind of image they have. It changes the way you relate to them. It really, really, really freaking does. And it changes the way people relate to you if you have certain sorts of images. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that does affect things. And, so we've all sort of bought into this thing. Various companies have tried to introduce their own ways of doing it. Some companies, say if you're on Disney Plus or something like that, they force you to use one of their cartoon characters or their movie actor characters as your avatar image, which is, I hate it, and I think a lot of people do hate that kind of stuff, because you don't like to be forced to use something else. You like to personalize your image in your own way, whether you like to pick from your own source, or you like to pick your own image that you create yourself. So, how do you guys feel about that? Creating images that someone else has given you a limited range, and you've got to pick one of them. I hate it.
I mean, I guess it depends. If it is like to have an account on Netflix, I don't care.
I even on Netflix, I hate it. Cannot stand being forced to use someone else's bloody artwork, because I'm an artist. I make my living creating art, and I always have, and I've always enjoyed representing myself through my own skill, and I hate being forced to represent myself through someone else's arbitrarily decided thing. And it's usually not an artist who's decided on that. Some corporate wanker has decided to license all these stupid images, and you're stuck with it. So I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I would hate it if it was like a social media site or something like that, where I'm not just creating the account just to consume certain things and not interact with anybody else. Then I would care, exactly in the same way that you do.
Yeah, same here. I think I'm not interacting with anyone on those sites, so it doesn't even cross my mind.
Oh, it crosses my mind all the time. But yeah, so on these sites where we do interact, obviously Drunkduck being one of the most important social media sites on the internet and the history of the world, but also minor crappy ones that only some people use, like YouTube and X/Twitter, Facebook, all those kind of more pathetic sites. People have their own images, Instagram, stuff like that, and they have their the things that they use to represent themselves. I think I tend to use images that I create, but I sometimes I have used like on Drunkduck, certainly. Oh, hello doggies.
Sorry.
On Drunkduck, it has varied. Like I started using images that I had created, so I started with my Pinky TA character because I was, on the site in order to promote my comic, and it was all about my comic. But then people kept calling me Pinky and kept thinking I was a woman, and it just felt like I was massively misrepresenting myself. And I just didn't like the idea of having to correct people or, you know, that whole thing. Like, what you choose as an image, like I said, influences how other people relate to you, and that really did influence how people related to me. So I just felt forced to change it, and I've had a lot of images over the years. I mean, because like I've been on Drunkduck like 20 years or something, so there have been a lot of different images. I mean, and I can't remember all of the ones. Like I said to you, said on our little Patreon video that for a while I had this. There was this image of me started as a selfie, like a photographic selfie, where I thought I looked really good, but people thought I looked like a bad guy, like some kind of evil person. And Skull Monkey drew like me as a you know, the classic bad guy from the movies with the long moustache and like a Dick Dastardly kind of character who did with the top hat and a long moustache and evil googly eyes and a great big nose and stuff like that. And I just kept that as I used that as my avatar image, and I used that to represent myself, and it became so closely tied in with me that when Renga Studio did this webcomic about the top drawer, which was this part of our forums where we interacted a lot and, you know, created a lot of fun, and so he created this like comic biography of the whole thing. He represented me as that character with that avatar image, and that was pretty cool. And but he imbued the character with not only my personality but with the perceived personality of that character. So as a slightly evil, like scheming kind of character, just based on the way it looked. So that was pretty cool. And I like that. And I think after that, I had I mentioned to you guys again in the little Patreon video that I had taken a comic photo of my bum. I was wearing jeans, not my bare bum, of course, for the photograph thread, and someone had drawn a face on it, like a happy, weird face. And I used that as my avatar because I thought that was comical and silly. And I used that for a long time. But it's after a while I wanted to change it because it didn't really... It's not that it didn't represent me, but it sort of sent the wrong message if I'm being an admin on the site. So I changed it. But Baines brought up this character that I had used for some point, which was a one of the... Peaches, this... American, probably American, like rap singer, like alternative kind of person, very alternative, did this song called Billionaire, which was a great little collab video, and it's the video is a take on Alice in Wonderland, and it's very funny, it's very sexy and stuff, and there's this character who is this evil wizard, basically, you know, based on the Wizard of Oz, with long blonde hair like my hair, and being slightly evil and being hilarious and stuff like that. And I just did an image capture on that, and that was me. And yeah, a lot of people thought of me as that character for a long time, and Baines remembers me as that character, which is
I assumed it was you at the time. I would just see you sort of talking on the site. I knew you were kind of in charge of the site, and I assumed it was you. And I guess without even consciously thinking about it, just from the avatar, my assumption was, this dude is wild. He does the wacky thing. He's at some event, like wearing lipstick, and it looked like a pirate to me, like a crazed pirate. This huge smile on his face and open mouth, like smiling. That's how I remember it anyway.
It is. It's
Whoa,
exactly
this dude is crazy.
And it's like it's a woman dressed up as a wizard with a moustache and stuff like that. So it's not even a man. But after a while, I thought that it was probably a bit too chaotic and silly, and then I don't know what I changed.
That's the perfect word. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I might have changed to a selfie after that. I'm not sure, but in the end, I went back to my comic TA logo, which I've been using for on and off for decades and decades, which is a more kind of corporate, look, and it's more kind of it's like, for what you guys were saying in the video, it's more agnostic. It doesn't really point to anything in particular. It's more kind of, it's not generic, but it's more agnostic, which means you can't get anything from it. You look at it and you think, yeah, that's pretty just flat and standard. And in the end, I thought, look, I'm representing the site. I'm, doing all this work, communicating with everybody. It doesn't really help to have my self-image or my avatar, the thing that represents me, direct people how to think about me. It doesn't really help. So, and yeah, I just wanted to keep it very kind of like plain. So yeah, that's why. But the image itself, as I explained to you in the Patreon video, it does have its particular meanings, but you'll have to look at our Patreon video to work out the meaning, or dig through the forums and see where I've written about it like 500 million times.
I don't think I knew that story that you told in the Patreon video about how that other logo came to be.
You've missed it where I've posted it like so many times.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, one thing I forgot about that. Okay, so avatars are a big business thing. It's not less. I was talking about like these companies using their licensed images as a limited choice to represent people. It's also there's these weird kind of animated avatars that these sites want to push at you. Like Meta has its they'll create a little avatar based on you. Snapchat has this thing as well. Like, these avatar building things, and you pay extra money in order to dress them up in different clothing or get like sparkly kind of stuff attached to them. They're all trying to monetize this way that people represent themselves. It's really sick. And I don't mean sick in a good way. I mean sick in a bad way. Because people have the ability... That's sick, man. People have the ability to represent themselves in whatever way they want. They shouldn't be limited by these crappy frickin' tools, which I really hate.
I also have to say that I have an inherent hatred of animated avatars or animated signature or animated anything that gets to constantly flash at me on a thread or on a page. Like I hate that. I have a thing.
Says our admin who has pioneered the use of animated images as her...
Yeah, but they are not avatars.
As her cover images on the news post.
They're great. They're so fun, though.
They are. They're fun.
They're fun.
I hope so. I mean, if they are, I hope someone lets me know. I don't like the whole thing, like where I expect things to be relativist, and I don't mean like if it's a really small animation, like a blinking of the character or something. I don't mean that. I mean like blue, white, blue, white, blue, white. Read my comic, blue, white, blue. That sort of attention grabbing thing that is supposed to grab your attention, not to be noticed at random if you are paying attention, which is a lot more elegant. Anyway, that's a pet hate.
I think once I
agree. I know I've seen those strobing avatar things before. Very distracting and frustrating. I think El Cid, who is not around anymore on the site, hope he's doing well, but he had a blinking avatar. Not just a subtle, like you specifically said, blinking, a subtle effect.
Years ago, I had one too.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
I had one way before El Cid. Yeah, I had a one that would like blink every now. Just you wouldn't even notice it. Like it would be a long kind of animation cycle.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's not every second or something.
Yeah, extra long. Like you can do it, but if you make it too long, the file gets too big, and But
I really appreciate the people. You see, I used to see it on YouTube and it was very clever the first time, where someone's avatar would just be a hair, would be like a transparent background and like a little like eyelash or hair, realistic looking. So I'd brush my screen.
Oh
Oh,
Watch the
man.
other commenters say that, hey, you actually made me brush my screen. That's
Or like
very
a
clever.
fly or something. People have done
Yeah,
that. Very
it
clever.
didn't bother me.
That was a fad for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Online has these fads. It's
Hans
clever.
is not a fan. That's how I'm reading your expression.
what?
I said I'm interpreting your expression that you don't like
Well, I like it more than the blinking strobe.
that. Yeah.
But yeah, it is annoying after. I don't know. I mean, I guess I get used to being used to it, and I learned to ignore it. But initially, yeah, it's like, why is it?
Yeah.
It's a good practical joke.
It
I
is.
was got to bring up the fact, yeah, like I mentioned Meta, but then there was the reason why Meta is called Meta and not Facebook anymore is because like that Zuckerberg wanted to create the metaverse, which is like the new version of the internet. We're all sort of doing it like 3D and virtual reality, and people's crap piece of shit idea was that we were all going to interact with these little avatar things that we would pay to use, and that would be like the those what NFP or something. You'd like the one-time
NFT.
purchase, and you pay thousands of dollars for them, and to have these little effects on them. Everything would cost money.
That was such a craze. Like it was almost like a gold rush level thing. Like everyone had gone nuts over this when it was clear that it was not going to fly.
It was a
Yeah.
bubble, yeah. But that would
Well,
have
that
been.
Roblox thing for kids. Kids are quite obsessed with this Roblox. Is it called Roblox?
I've
Yeah.
heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
I think
I-
it
I-
has a similar quality to that
Um,
as well. With kids.
like, isn't it a game? I haven't played it
Yeah, it is a
and
game.
anything, but yeah, like Minecraft, it looks like very
It looks
blocky.
similar. It looks a lot like that. And people pay for extra accessories and extra animation moves and stuff like that.
Oh,
I just do not like that stuff. You know, even when like I played online games like say Team Fortress 2, which is a beautiful game and the animated characters are fantastic, but to have yourself represented by that one of those limited characters, and even when they introduced like, oh, you know, you can have special hats on your characters and special outfit, you're limited by what some idiot creators designed, you know. Like I've got like the skills where I could make a very easily way better thing than whatever they would create, and that's what I would like to do. I just don't want to be limited by what someone else comes up with. I can't stand that. Hey.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, one of the things that are generally annoying to me in avatars, especially in games, is if they offer quote unquote customization, but the customization is to just pick up from five different dolls and not be able to change anything about. Um, and I'm talking about, like, I have this new game that I'm playing because I'm waiting for the Wizards one to drop new worlds. Um, so they have, it is a mobile game and it's not supposed to have like a huge variety or anything. But you can pick an avatar for yourself because you have to interact with other people, coordinate and stuff.
Yeah.
But you can only pick avatars of the characters that you have unlocked and how you have customized your main character that you play as. And that's the only range of avatars that you can have. And none of these are really representative of anything.
Yeah.
And I hate that. That's the one thing where the avatar annoys me. And now I have like the approximation, like the avatar I least hate is the one I have, but that is not an avatar I actually like.
Yeah, that's the thing. You go with like, yeah, the least hated one, but you still hate it.
Yeah,
Because you're forced to pick from a limited number of options.
exactly.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
one of the big things we can learn, or anybody should be able to learn, is that, okay, so in online communication, people really like to be able to represent themselves with, some sort of image, and they also want to be able to customize that image and have the freedom to. I'm sure there are people who will, abuse that and say, okay, I just want to like a nude picture in order, like their own nude or someone else's nude, or a screen cap from a porn video, or like a full motion video from porn or something like that to represent themselves. That, I'm sure, happens. But then again, we've got this stupid like automatic checkers and stuff like that in order to block people from doing that. And a lot of like online systems have people, who are in oversight and can manage that. You can report someone for having inappropriate avatars, and that can be taken down. So I don't think that is an issue. That is people would bring that up, but it's a pretend issue, because there's always someone who's able to stop that. Like, we know that's a possibility, so we're aware of it and we can look into it. I don't think we've ever had it on Drunkduck. I don't know. Maybe we have in the past. The site's been around like for over 20 years, so I'm sure it's happened, but it's been dealt with. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey. So yeah. What was my point? Oh yeah, we've got to have the ability to have customization and personalization of these things, and not have someone else give you limited options. And it really is limited, even if they give you, we're giving you all these kind of ways you can customize it. You can put your own colored shirt on it, and your own trousers, and your own, you can have your avatar wearing sandals and curly hair and different eyebrows. Oh my god. No. I want to be able to use my own photo, or a picture I drew, or like, I don't know, maybe you're someone who wants to use a picture of Tom Cruise to represent you. Go ahead. It's in the public domain. Use it. Whatever. So, it's important. So you guys have both got fully customized, personalized images for all your stuff. I mean, Baines, you've got that enormous throbbing furry guy. I was gonna go dirty, but I thought, no, I won't. I'm not gonna do that to you. You have your furry Muppet Man, who is pretty cool, looking very orange and soft and lovable. And
yeah, I wanted to.
Comical.
I don't know if I wanted it first or I made the sketch first, but I wanted something not attached to my comics. So I said this on the Patreon video, but comic book website, like, of course you want an avatar, I think, that you make yourself. Like if you're on DeviantArt, or if you're on, a webcomic site, or whatever, like that, like, of course you have, at least to my way of thinking, you use a picture of yourself, or a drawn picture of yourself, or some kind of artwork that you made. That made a lot of sense to me. Like, to do that.
Yeah.
So I wanted it to be some kind of visual. I had various characters from my comic at first, and then I wanted something that wasn't connected to a specific comic.
Yeah.
I might do a Baines comic about this orange character, so then maybe I'll have to change the avatar. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somewhat in my mind to do that, but it's not there yet.
Well, you could always do it as Drunkduck. That would be a thing.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
He's pretty iconic now. Yeah, I think I do remember you using Oscar for a time, and I really thought of Oscar as you.
Yeah, that's like you guys both said, like that. becomes what people identify you as, because they're looking at it and they see your name in that picture and they just like,
Yeah.
that's you. So,
It's plain associations, and that's why it's important in the first place.
mhm.
Exactly, which is why it's important that it should be not an image of yourself necessarily, but it should be something that means enough to you that you've picked it for a reason.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, it can be an image of yourself. That actually makes a lot of sense. Right?
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. Yeah.
It's just as valid to have a drawing that you've made or a photo of a celebrity that you identify with. That's just as valid, as long as it's something that means something to you.
Mm.
I wanted to use Ronald McDonald, but it was taken away. There's an Avatar story. Like all those characters were tired, and they were so linked to McDonald's. I would see those commercials all the time. I'm sure you guys did too, probably as kids.
Yeah, like
You get a lot of that on TV and stuff. Ronald McDonald and all those. Yeah, Grimace, all those characters. Did you have that in Greece, Tans?
No, not really.
No, they had the crazy. They had Kustos, the crazy Slovaki thief.
What? I don't know who that is.
I know, I made it up, Taz. I'm sorry.
I was trying to think of like, I don't know. I don't think I can really come up with anything even remotely like that. Like we do have like household names in terms of like corporations and stuff, but like McDonald's, we even have McDonald's and stuff, but we would never consider the clown a character.
Yeah.
I don't know how we don't, because the ads feature the clown, doing stuff with.
Yeah.
But it's not like nobody considers that. Oh, this is an actual character. Like the closest thing I could consider that was referenced as a character like a cartoon would be the Michelin Man.
Bibendum, yeah.
That's a
yeah.
cool.
And that's exactly how we refer to that, like the Michelin Man. And that's the one thing I can think of. Nothing
He's
else.
pretty awesome. I mean, he has history as, like, obviously he's a corporate logo kind of character, but he has a lot of history because he originated in the time of bicycles, of course, because Michelin was all about bikes. And that's where the whole Michelin star kind of crap comes from, Michelin restaurants that people have disassociated from tires. But it was all about bike riding and promoting bike riding. And if you ride bikes a lot, then you need tires for your bikes, because you went to all the French countrysides, they have the best restaurants, and that's why they had the whole Michelin review kind of thing. That's why Michelin stars exist. And so Bibendum, that character made of tires, used to be made out of bicycle tires, not car tires, and they're really thin. And he looked like a horror creature. He looked like a creature from your worst nightmares. He is terrifying. And he's since suffered a lot and become a lot more, like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. But yeah, he used to be just evil looking.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a story about Bibendum, who is a very significant character. Well, not he's a significant plot point of the short story, pattern recognition by Gibson. The famous cyberpunk writer. So yes, pattern recognition.
Checking that out for sure.
Great little story. But yeah, so the Michelin Man is quite a figure in Greece still.
Well, in terms of if you ask a Greek, like, what's the one cartoon character that represents a company that you can think of? They are more likely to refer to that one as opposed to anything else that we have over here.
Oh,
That's
really?
what
Okay.
or at least my cohort. I don't know the kids these days what they have. So
He's had a lot of bloody time. I think he was probably created in the late 1800s or early 1900s, so he's been around forever. Yeah, been
Good
around. Yeah. So yeah, Michelin Man and Ronald McDonald. Ronald McDonald had a bit of a slow start because Burger King came to Australia first in this weird thing called Hungry Jacks. So we never had the king, the weird king that they have associated with him.
It's very creepy mascot. Yeah.
Very
it is.
creepy.
Thank you. Okay, I thought it was just me. All right.
Yes.
Uncanny Valley, I guess.
Yeah.
It is because he has a mask for a face. But then McDonald's came a bit later, and still later the characters came, and so yeah, they Australianized this version of Ronald McDonald. So he always speaks with an Australian accent, which is really weird because that kind of clown is not something that exists in our culture. That is an American weird clown that speaks with an Australian accent for some reason. It's just so weird.
He's an immigrant. There you go.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have our accent. It's so dumb.
Coming to think of it, because now I've been running through my Rolodex of company logos operating here in Greece. Most of them have extremely recognizable avatars that are just their initials in clever graphics ways, like the initials.
Yeah.
Or a very clever little abstracted shape or something like that.
Like an apple for Apple.
Exactly.
G for Google.
Exactly, something like that. Like, for example, one of the most recognizable supermarket chains that were, at least originally, were 100% Greek, just have the AB logo, and we all know that AB stands for this particular supermarket chain. And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the same kind of things here. Like our this supermarket called Woolworths is our biggest one of our biggest supermarkets, and they use the W in order to refer to themselves. And back in the early 2000s, they changed their W to be more sort of like Apple-ish, and they got into a legal battle with Apple, the computer maker, because they thought they should own all Apple looking images as a logo, and of course it's ridiculous, because this is a supermarket and it's like a W that looks a bit Apple-ish. But it's a W. And they're selling something completely different. So yeah, so that became a weird thing. So what are your most recognizable Canadian logos? Or do you have any, or is it?
I was just thinking that I wasn't sure if it was a Canadian company or an American one, but there's this company called Weedman, and they do landscaping, obviously, and stuff like that, pull weeds. And I remember these commercials, fully animated superhero called Weedman. It was beautifully animated, and very interesting and very memorable. At my age, I was probably a teenager, but a childish one, as I continue to be a childish elderly man. It really appealed to me, but now in hindsight, I wonder if that superhero appealed to people at the time who would be hiring a landscaping company. I don't know.
That's interesting.
That was memorable. Really cool. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Ronald and Grimace and the gang are the big ones. And a lot of those places had kid-friendly mascots. It seems like at least some of them have moved away from that.
Yeah, the Burger King creepy king, as we talked about.
A&W, which I don't know if that exists much outside of Canada, but they had a bear, like a sort of Yogi Bear looking bear. I don't think that's around anymore. The mascot, I mean, the restaurant is still there.
Yeah, Wendy's. That's another American one with a sort of a weird Alice in Wonderland kind of Pippi Longstockings kind of character.
Yeah.
Hooters. They have an owl with very big eyes. For some reason, I don't know why. It's a mystery.
It's an intellectual establishment.
Yeah, obviously. Very symbolic, ironic, yeah. Clever. I think my TA kind of thing sort of relates to that because it looks like a very corporate kind of logo thing. And even though I created that when I was still, it was back in 1998 where I was still an art, basically doing fine art. I still had that kind of sensibility, and since then I've lent it more and more my graphic art skill as I've become more and more of a graphic artist. So that's why it has sort of those very clean lines and looks like a more kind of corporate logo. So that's I do have an affinity for kind of corporate logo kind of stuff because I work in that world. I sometimes create corporate logo. I manipulate other people's corporate logos. I put them on various things. So yeah, I do a lot of corporate logos kind of stuff. So I don't subscribe to any of this Canva shit. Oh my god, no! Don't get me started on that pre-made. I consider Canva and people's use of AI to generate images as the same thing as those companies that offer you the pre-made images or limited options. It's always when someone else has the reins, when someone else influences what you can do, it limits your creative ability and your self-expression. So it takes you out of the picture somewhat, which I consider a negative thing. It mechanizes someone's personality in a way. And that's, like, I know I'm getting off the topic here, but when you have this shit kind of AI stuff invading your email or your messages on your phone and it says, let AI zhuzh it up for you. No bloody way. I'm not, abdicating my control of my self-expression in any way whatsoever. I'm not an imbecile. Even if it's spelt wrong, it's still me contacting someone else. And I feel that most people are kind of similar. I don't know very many people who would do that. Some people use the automatic responses where it's just, they haven't got time to respond back. So they just click, I'll talk to you later or something like that. But I think most of us, when we're, doing a message to communicate with someone else, wouldn't dive into the AI version.
No. Personally, I hate relinquishing control in general. I'm a control freak. So there's no way I would let AI answer for me. Even if I trusted it to answer correctly, which I don't, I still wouldn't do that. I type my own answers.
Even if it was like just trained on my communication, my style of communication in isolation, only me. I just got an AI model and I trained it on only my email communication and my text messages and everything like that. I still wouldn't use it because it would still be not me that was talking. It'd be a pretend me. So I'm not interested in that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would prefer,
on you,
yeah, I would prefer to have like a pre-cut message that I have typed. I'm away right now. I will answer later to just auto send. If I absolutely need that, than have an AI of any kind. answer for me.
Yeah. Like, I don't even use, like, the bot feature that they offer, you know, like, we have our official Drunkduck account on Facebook. I don't have a bot designed to talk to people and to pretend to be one of us, answering people's questions and stuff like that. Yeah, sure, I might not get to people's messages in time. It might take a while to personally communicate with people, but I'd rather do that and have that delay than have them thinking they're talking to one of us, and it's this soulless, mindless bot who can't come up with, you know, real kind of tailored responses. I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. I'll have to send that message on, you know, some kind of generic thing in order to cover up its limitations.
Yeah, if you want that kind of thing, just get me to do the job.
Bane's bot.
Okay, Bane's bot would be at least an interesting bot.
I don't have time. Me doing it personally.
If it was Bane's bot, you'd have to change your avatar to a furry butt.
Yes.
Like the bot.
Yes.
No, I just want the Muppet to have a tie. Like, that's all.
Exactly.
Become corporate, Banes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Avatar's come corporate. Oh dear. Well, my avatar does have, on Drunkduck, it does have admin written on it. And I think in the end, when I put that up, I was just like tired of okay, look, for new people who join the site, you can see that my thing's got an admin under it. So the kind of things I say are not just, you know, for fun and stuff like that. You know, when I kind of make posts and stuff like that, they can be have more meaning for the website, basically. Like, I mean, I don't like being seen as like, okay, look, I'm Mr. Self-Important, blah blah, what I say goes, or whatever. You have to pay attention. I like to communicate with people on just a normal personal level, obviously, and we don't have that kind of hierarchy on the website. We don't have like, oh, I'm the boss and what I do. We don't have that at all.
Here, because if I were to train an AI on you, I would just use that voice.
But yeah, we don't have that bossiness, but I have kind of like a like had a compromise. So, because there has to be some kind of representation on the site. People have to know that there is a person that they can talk to about official matters, and they don't have to look and search and stuff like that and oh, who can I talk to about this problem? So, yeah, that does like put an arrow on my head.
So, should we all put admin on our avatars? Just asking.
Yeah. You could do the same thing. Yeah, put an A on there or something like that. You could put admin. That would be, if you wanted to do that, go ahead. That would help you be able to better communicate and deal with issues. So yeah, that's.
I think most people know who I am, but maybe for the new people, for the wave of new users that we are waiting for.
Flooding in. You can have a corporate dance when you change your logo.
With a tie.
Yes, exactly. The same logo, just wearing a tie and admin written underneath it.
Yeah.
We'll
exactly. A fez and a tie. That's like the best. That would be funny, actually.
A fez with a tie hanging from it instead of a tassel. This is my corporate fez.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, so avatars are an important way of, communicating and relating to people. Surprising. We have, I think, without doubt, proven that. I use my TA logo on most of my stuff, my email and everything like that. I don't use it on my Instagram. I've got some stupid selfie photo. Just because Instagram lends itself more to changing pictures more. And I don't have to have my same bloody avatar for everything. I have gotten caught up with that at some times, just thinking, this has to be my default image to represent myself everywhere. And I mean, I've almost done that with my current logo image. I have that for my official avatar on all my computers, on my Google stuff, everything like that. So yeah, it's used on a lot of stuff, but not on everything, because I'm not tied to it forever. Baines, do you have your little Baines man on everything?
He has been, and I've been kind of moving stuff over to other places for more, more security, more privacy, as sort of the world changes, and like, oh, maybe certain things are going to be separate from that. But yeah, pretty much for day-to-day interactions, I don't really do much. So it's all the fuzzy guy.
Yeah.
Yes, in some quote unquote professional setting, they see that it's a little bit like funny. They're like, "What's this?"
An icebreaker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He is. Yeah.
Even the Baines thing, like it's not my name, so it's like Baines, which is a little bit weird and everything like that. No one ever comments on that really, but
well, that's something as well.
Talk to your doctor in that context or whatever, lawyer. It's like this cartoon monster and Baines.
I find that very charming and very kind of lovable.
I do too.
Baines. But that's something, like I was thinking, like Ozone Ocean is like my name on Drunkduck, and it's my name on a lot of like official things, my email address and all that kind of stuff. Oh, Cole's gonna... Oh no, Cole's still... We've got 11 minutes. I thought it was 1 minute. Okay, yeah, so Ozone Ocean. And that's obviously, I've said it before, that just comes from a couple of track listings on Led Zeppelin Special Edition from the early 90s. Ozone Baby and The Ocean. And they just combined them into Ozone Ocean because I thought that sounded really cool. Like, in my head, that's how I always sort of saw those things coming up. And yeah, I just used it as an email address, and then I became more enamored with it, and then used it. But my logo image of that little target symbol and the two blue three blue circles, whatever, kind of also reflects that Ozone Ocean kind of thing as well, because ozone is a blue, very dark blue gas, or it can be a dark blue liquid at least. So it does sort of have that look, and the things look like O's as well. So it sort of does kind of have a bit of a reflection of that, which I thought was really interesting. And yeah, with you, Baines, we look at your fairy guy and we think, oh, that's Baines. The fairy guy is Baines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with Tance, we look at your character and we think, oh, that's Tance Serene, as this heroic, Byronic kind of character.
Enjoy it while it lasts. I'm now seriously, and it's not even a joke. I'm seriously considering changing my avatar to an actual to a drawing of a tangerine. And that's
Okay. Finally gonna do it. Finally, after all these years.
Yeah. Either that or I'll sketch myself again. But I think the tangerine is best. I'll say.
Yeah, you talked about the sketch on Patreon. That was a nice sketch.
What was that?
I said you talked about the sketch, I think, on Patreon, on our video.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah.
I analyzed it and why it's not up to date for me anymore.
Yeah, but the name Tangerine obviously is Tangerine.
That's still me.
Which is another title for a Led Zeppelin song, of course. So it all comes back to Led Zeppelin.
They have predicted us all.
Exactly. It's like The Simpsons, but for everything else. Yeah, so Tangerine, that's been your kind of name since before Drunkduck.
Yeah, it is my author name actually, my nom de plume, if you like. And yeah, so it's still me. I would still sign my books, and I sign my web comics like that. So that's still me. It's just that the avatar, I have evolved from that. That's late late 20s, early 30s me, uh, and how I thought of the world. um, I was a lot a bigger romantic back then. So
Yeah, so when Tant says late 20s, early 30s, she means her late 20s, early 30s. It's for a minute I just flashed back thinking, oh, 1920s, 1930s. And then I thought, oh, 2020s? 2000? Oh, okay. Oh, no, it's her age. That was it.
well, thank you for covering for me when, for my slip up regarding my mortality. Wow, thank you.
Yeah, the more people know.
Yeah. Good old 125-year-old Tant.
I hold up well.
Indeed, yeah, preserved very well.
Oldest woman in the world. Not many people know that. So what was your avatar image back in the 1920s? It's the same, except you had a cigarette in a holder, a long cigarette holder,
Exactly, that was
and a
it.
close hat. Oh dear. Well, yeah, and we've all been online for ages. What was your earliest kind of avatar image? Like Bane's Tance?
I'm trying to think. Earliest, right? So before,
Well,
even
earliest
before,
that you remember. Earliest that you remember. You don't have to think, oh, well, let's see. Oh, in the
all right.
1990s, I was...
So okay, there was a time. The two of the earliest avatars I remember that I had. One was a really crappy drawing that I was very proud of at the time, of my role play character I had at the time in a chat room called the Star Wars Cantina. And so it was this Jedi Master kind of character, because of course I would play Jedi Master and nothing else.
Yeah.
So there's
Male,
that.
female? Is it?
Male.
Oh, okay.
And that was, ironically, that was sometimes like a point of contention with other players, like female, whatever.
Hmm.
Oh,
But only within the framework of the role play. You know.
Hmm.
And the other one was for my. I used to write a lot of fan fiction, like a lot of fan fiction for a wide range of things. And so my avatar at the, and my name at the time, my handle was Yarn Weaver. And
Okay.
it was, the avatar was literally a yarn, a ball of blue yarn. So
Oh, right. Okay. Interesting.
yeah.
What about you, Baines? What was your earliest one that you remember?
I had one early sites that I made an avatar or chose one. I had Fry from Futurama.
Oh, right. Oh, my God.
A
You
big
might have
fan of
even
that
had
show.
that in the beginning on Drunkduck.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, the image of him in the cryo chamber, like mouth hanging open. Like that image was funny and iconic. On Facebook, I was sort of in a hobbyist kind of way into magic, so I like made fire from my hand. On Facebook, I had me like with fire coming out of my hand. I thought it was cool.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, those are the earliest ones I can think of.
Oh, that brings back a memory. Like before I had the crappy sketch, I had the Photoshop, like super early, like the original Photoshop, I think it was. No, not even like a newer version. A Photoshop image of an actress that was supposed to look like my character. So yeah, I had that.
Oh,
And the
cool.
Photoshop was just changing the hue of her hair. The
Oh, okay.
I think it was like obnoxiously orange.
Uh-huh.
I
Okay,
don't
so
remember the actress who it was.
that was to change like Zoe in Wolf, or
No, no, that was. Wait, what?
was it Zoe that character in Wolf?
Yeah, that was
Mm.
Zoe. Zoe was brunette. It was David that
Oh,
was.
okay, all right, okay. Oh, I can't remember what my earliest one is. Probably some kind of crappy selfie image that I don't know. I've had so many. Oh dear, but yeah, the TA image has been around for a very long time, on and off. I use that on and off.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't remember in the 90s. Jesus Christ. Whew. Like that was the very early beginnings of usage of avatars back in the 90s. That was still a very new thing. We very rarely did it, but yeah. I wish I could remember back that far. Oh, the call's going to end. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for listening to Quackcast number 768 on avatars and self-images. And please tell us about your own and share. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye,
Bye.
people.
Bye.